damage output cutting through the front line really comes down to whether Taeyeon's just hitting all his shots.
Yeah. And with Leona, this is actually like the 2v2 is pretty powerful. Sunlight can be proc pretty comfortably here by the Ezreal, and you can really get some damage done in the 2v2. But you're not going to feel as bad picking something like an Alistar into it. An Alistar R5 or B5 in this case is very, very nice when Sylas isn't available. And so I think DRX is going to be feeling pretty happy with how this draft went. Yeah, it's sort of like the most cool looking, the edgiest looking Alistar is. All right, we've got supports hitting 80 carries. What were you gonna say?
Is this one Marauder? Oh.
Yeah, I think that rings a bell. Nongshim just going to walk at them. It's just not really a thing. Scout of the Week comes in. Scout just still having a bit of a rough time here. But Talia has always been a champion that he's been quite just pick the Alistar with it and it's fine, and then you just get enchanted and die, as Lehen's going to pay a visit towards the Syndra here as Yukal tries to get rid of Scout. He was burning down but does manage to survive. Advantage actually after that play in the mid lane as Andal does use the Unbreakable Will. That's going to mitigate a lot of the damage here.
Just before he got it.
Oh no, that was not the time to walk up, Taeyeon! Sometimes the Arcane Shift comes down and the regret immediately follows as Lehen's kind of wishes he hadn't flashed in that mid lane because he is likely dead as well. No Aftershock left, and Jiwoo collects another double!
Yeah, I think sometimes when a game's going slowly, players can get a little bit impatient.
We're still doing push-ups!
Oh man.
All right, we're good. Yeah, this Ox, I hate to, what's a better word?
Both good weird.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, hey, we could make a play. Oh, he just talking shit did it.
Yeah, who would have thought?
The thing is, Lehen's has no flash, and he has Cataclysm, so he's like 1,000,000% dead, but they're like, hey, let's just see if we can kill him without ulting.
Yeah.
And they can.
Pull it back for the last game because Andal's really good at the start and the end. Did he barrier after getting hit by the ult? Oh no, Rich pulled Kingen back now with the all out. There's the unstoppable onslaught. He's going the wrong direction though, so he's going to take a bunch of turret shots. It's just going to leave. Does get spotted here on this flank angle. Teleports come forward from Rich, looking to get in there. Zenithblade goes wide. The Pulverize doesn't. Hits onto two. There's the knockup from Willer as well as cease and desist into the backline. Finds the Corki, and it is going to be the Cloud Drake taken down, and DRX again just mop them up. Nongshim just finding no joy in this game.
Just doesn't even look close. Decimate them. We see Kingen come in, but too late to really make a difference. Scout's looking from the outside. Oh, that connects.
And the flash does get used, but a little bit late, so Yukal still gets hit by the Q. Still Rich in a little bit of trouble, but he shields himself up. He's Cassante, he's fine. And Nongshim still not able to find too much, but now maybe a dive attempt could be coming in, or Andal trying to save the play as Scout. Flashes over the top, and the threaded volley connects onto the Syndra. Andal wanting to get in range of a headbutt Pulverize, but he will not get there. And finally Nongshim are on the board.
Now, Taeyeon didn't get to do anything. Scout's out the fight. This is where it gets a bit messy though.
This was well played.
Yeah, this got a bit crazy. This is kind of like Nongshim, like we have to get something from this.
Oh, looks to find the angle, flashes the Scout of the Week.
Yeah, and also Kingen got a good flash there as well, otherwise Andal would have CC'd him on the tower.
As Rich and Kingen just continuing to fight. Feels like Rich is getting more done though, as once again the all-out comes on in. And another ultimate going to be used to escape here from Kingen.
Soulcap's definitely helping though.
Yeah.
AD carry 1v1. Oh, Yukal in trouble.
Yeah, cease and desist does come on down there. Seismic Shove does pull Yukal back as decent double knockup comes in. And oh my god, the Unleashed Power, massive damage onto the Talia. But he still managed to take down Yukal beforehand. Sponge now finding himself in a world of hurt though, as the bouncy castle is put up and Lehen's is unfortunately not old enough to participate. He's just not allowed to join. And it is just Sponge. It's going to be taken down.
Andal playing Bouncer as well.
Is Lehen's the oldest player, or is it Scout? As anyway, Taeyeon once again going to get engaged on here by Jiwoo. The barrier does come on down for both of them. Solar Flare to pick up Jiwoo though, and Andal
to get a first tower.
Yeah, Sponge is also looking for some Krugs. Rich doesn't like that, but he is pushed away from his turret. Scout is down here as Lehen's moving over as well. It is Operation Let's Kill Rich, and it is going to work out as he gets a big old shield. Scout trying to find the angle. Oh, one more auto, and there's the threaded volley, but Andal just going to knock him into the sky, and that's going to mean it's a 1-for-1 in the end. So a lot of reasons why it would be called Valkyrie, as there's Scat of the Week. Kingen not very weak at the moment, looking pretty healthy as the Weaver's Wall comes down. This might be able to help guarantee a Drake as Rich gets himself into position, avoids getting shoved back as well. The rest of DRX getting held away though as Taeyoon Arcane shifts out of the fight. Ulti from Kingen, but Rich just disengages. No one really fully committing, but Sponge is still on this dragon. And now Andal trying to get himself into the backline. Hex
the flank
to get him over there. Let's see whether Rich can find the angle as the headbutt comes in. And oh my goodness, that is not where Scout wanted to be. How did he even get there? I'm not even sure he knows at this point in time, but somehow he's now in the death chamber, and that is Soul Point going over to DRX.
You know, we talked about lacking damage composition.
Scat of the Week comes in once again. Another headbutt pulverized. This is game 2, Andal. Someone remind him because he's playing so well. House, and you get all out of it like you're just being thrown every single direction.
Yeah, I think when you saw the Hex Gate, he had to trade flashes with Andal, which I'm not gonna lie, if he did that, that'd be like such an insane level of foresight.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the only way he lives there.
It's so far been the greatest that we've seen him consistency-wise. Is all right, Weaver's Wall does come towards the top side. Seismic Shove does go a little bit wide, but I think they've still got enough to take down the Syndra. Andal and Willer not going to be able to offer enough damage back. Does see that this ward is here. Rich is now moving over. They spot Lehen's as Jiwoo looks to get himself to safety. The Seismic Shove done nothing, and Willer finds everyone with the flag and drag as Rich looking to get into that backline onto Taeyoon. The Arcane Shift is good, but the flash is there. Rich doesn't hit the Q though. Taeyoon survives for a long time, but Scout's dead. The damage is gone, and Nongshim just invited DRX to the Baron pit and basically fed it to them.
Because we already had... Oh.
And it's going to get knocked up. It's Willer looking to cause a ruckus. Andal finds himself in an awkward position here as Yukal ghosting around the fight. There's the Cataclysm right on top of Scout. They're looking to take him down as Rich gets into the backline and just disrupts everyone. That's 2 already on the floor. Taeyoon thinks he's in safety, but this is Kasante, and Rich is going to chase him down. Taeyoon and Kingen, the only ones still standing here is... Okay, Andal's going to get flashed on. He does go down, but there's a flash forward from Rich. He's underneath the turret, and he looks like he doesn't care. Maybe he should care a little. Actually even on levels, so the levels aren't really much of a big deal.
He just keeps valking forward.
He does, and he does it with impunity as there's the all-out on top of Taeyoon as Rich is looking for the angle, but there are a lot of bad guys around him. He doesn't have much to get this one done. There's the Weaver's Wall. Rich survived for way too long as Willer. I mean, Taeyoon is still firing out damage, but Sponge is just dead. And Jiwoo, he has a Valkyrie and he's not afraid to use it. Taeyoon, oh, well, he maybe, okay, could have used it a bit better than that. But that's fine. That is 2 dead for Nongshim, 1 for DRX, and Hextech Soul was already there. Like, this is already a really rough time. Wait, hang on.
I think Scout's in a little bit of trouble.
I think Scout may have just realized that the trouble has arrived. Scout of the Week comes in, pulverize, and he's dead.
You can just stay in that brush, honestly, Sponge. I think it's okay. No, he wants to go.
All right, well, here's the flank. Solar Flare doesn't do too much. The Weaver's Wall goes down there. They're looking for Jiwoo. Let's see whether they can take it. The Pulverize is great peel, though, and Scout is already running so incredibly far. Lance is going to get taken down. Jiwoo is still okay. Valkyrieing for fun in the middle of the lane. Taeyoon's dead, so much of the damage is now missing. And there's that bouncy castle we were talking about. That is going to spell the end of King, and Scout had actually gone a really large distance away, but it wasn't far enough. match point in this series against Nongshim. I didn't even think this was going to be the matchup yesterday. And now DRX are finding angles 2-0.